The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, make sure you smash that like button and definitely subscribe to the channel. That would be greatly appreciated because, look, man, we got to come out and speak the truth. We got to come out here and just tell it how it is because, you know, whether people like what we say or don't like what we say, we speak from the heart. We speak from a very authentic place when it comes to the sport of boxing because we love the sport of boxing. We only want what's best for the sport of boxing. And I got to be honest with you, man. This past weekend, this fight that took place with Campbell Hatton and the journeyman or the 2-4 fighter Sonny Martinez was one of the biggest disgraces in the history of British boxing because it was clear corruption. I mean, you had two fighters. Hatton came into the fight 3-0. I believe 3-0 or 4-0 with no knockouts. Hadn't really fought anybody. Hadn't looked too spectacular in any of his previous performances. You know, Campbell Hatton, obviously the son of a former, world champion and superstar, Ricky Hatton. And, Eddie Hearn is trying to parlay, Campbell Hatton being the son of Ricky Hatton. He's trying to capitalize on the Ricky Hatton name and try to make Campbell Hatton to a star. And he's trying to manufacture something that right now isn't there. And truthfully speaking, it may not ever be there in Campbell Hatton. And Campbell Hatton fought Sonny Martinez, like an unknown fighter, 2-4. But I kid you not, if I didn't know any better, if I didn't know these guys' names and didn't see the records on BoxRec and I just watched this fight, I would have thought that Martinez was the 4-0 fighter because he fought like it. Martinez boxed a really good fight, abusing Campbell Hatton in the pocket, throwing a lot of good shots to the body, making him miss, making him pay, throwing the shorter, harder, more effective punches and then Campbell Hatton was throwing just wild stuff, wild punches with no steam on them, with no plan. Didn't really look like he knew much what he was doing in the ring. Now I can't get upset at Campbell Hatton for not knowing what he's doing in the ring because he didn't have a long amateur career and he hasn't had a lot of time in the pros. So that's to be expected. But what I am going to be upset about and what I am going to call out is Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing trying to manufacture something that isn't there. Now, look, I really feel like this is where these promotional companies need to have a director of fighter development because let's just be real. They're putting too much pressure on this kid to perform, and they're trying to compare him a lot to Conor Benn and say that, oh, well, Conor Benn didn't fight well in his first couple of fights, so it's just like Conor Benn, and it's not like Conor Benn because Conor Benn had punching power. This kid, he is a kid. He doesn't have punching power. Campbell Hatton couldn't punch his way through a wet paper bag. So I really feel like if Matchroom Boxing and all parties involved truly care about the development of this kid, they need to take him off these big shows. Put him on these Matchroom Boxing Italy shows that nobody watches. Put him on small hall shows that are away from television. Let Campbell Hatton give the kid time to grow and mature and get to know who he is in that boxing ring before you just trot him out there on these big cards. I mean, for Christ's sakes, he fought higher on this card than Callum Smith did, which is why I think it's disrespectful to Callum Smith because Callum Smith should have really been shown more respect as a former unified champion, Ring Magazine super middleweight champion. He shouldn't be fighting below Campbell Hatton, but that just kind of goes to show you the level that Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, and all parties involved are willing to go to attempt to manufacture a star in this kid. Look, he's not there. He doesn't have his footwork isn't there. There's no balance. There's no sense of head movement. There's no steam on these punches. He's not turning his punch. There's a lot of things he's doing wrong, and I don't want to sound like I'm hating on the kid or I'm shitting on him because, truthfully speaking, he's just going in there and he's fighting and he's doing what any boxer in his position would do. He's getting offered big opportunities and he's taking them and doing the best he can with them. But his best right now, there's an old saying. They say sometimes your best just ain't good enough. And right now, at this stage of his career, for what Campbell Hatton can actually offer you as far as skills, his best ain't good enough right now. It really isn't. And that's not his fault. That's Matchroom Boxing's fault for putting him in this position. There's already enough pressure being Ricky Hatton's son. You don't need to be putting him on Anthony Joshua undercards as damn near the co-main event. So I really believe if Eddie Hearn has any sort of integrity, I would like to see Eddie Hearn try to overturn this decision and give Martinez a rematch, because I feel bad for Martinez. You know, I feel bad for these fighters that are like 2-3, 2-4. And I feel bad for them when they come into these fights as the B side, and they box great performances, but they're not going to get the recognition and the appreciation they deserve for the performance, because they're not going to get the win. And Martinez deserved the win. He fought his heart out. He deserved every last bit of credit for the way he boxed. But you know, he's a casualty of this attempt at building a Campbell Hatton hype train. And truthfully, like, look, the way Matchroom Boxing is trotting out Campbell Hatton and trying to build him is everything wrong with boxing. It's everything wrong with boxing, because, you know, they don't care about this kid's development. They don't care about, you know, giving him the proper amount of time to become the best fighter he can before you go out there and put out an inferior product. No, they just want to trot him out there for some ratings, for some ticket sales, because he's Ricky Hatton's son. And what they're doing is they're devaluing, whether Eddie Hearn and Matchroom knows it or not, they're devaluing Campbell Hatton's name and brand before it even gets started. Before it even gets started, they're devaluing him, because now people who have watched that fight with Martinez are going to say, well, no, he's not that good. He has no knockouts in 4 fights. He's fighting bin men, and he got a get decision in one of the most blatant robberies you'll ever see in boxing. So, Campbell Hatton, you know, bit delusional. He said he won 5 rounds. I don't see where he thinks he won 5 rounds, but you know, it is what it is. I really think they should do Martinez a solid, give him a rematch, and yeah, man. But you know, either way you slice it, man, this is everything wrong with boxing. Trying to parlay some money and some fame off of Campbell Hatton because he's Ricky Hatton's son, but in the process you don't give a fuck about his development. You're giving him a false sense of confidence. You're giving him a false sense of reality. He thought he won that fight. He probably thought he had a good performance, and he didn't have a good performance. And you know, unfortunately, he's not gonna get that kick up the ass that fighters need when they lose fights. So I'm really disappointed. I really think this is one of the worst robberies of 2021, and that's saying something, because 2021 has had so many piss poor robberies. But honestly, I scored a 5-1 for Martinez, and it could have been a 6-0 shutout. So the fact that Campbell had won the fight is a disgrace to the sport of boxing. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.